Alrighty, welcome back to the BSH Brief. I'm your host, Caden Friess, and today we're joined by someone who stirs up more than just batter. She's a seasoned culinary expert, dedicated foods and baking teacher, and a proud mom, and a mentor to the next generation of chefs. It's Mrs. Dagleish.
Hello.
And then we have two lovely students helping us out today. Can you introduce yourselves?
I'm Hades. I'm a culinary mentor student, and yeah, that's it.
I'm Jordana, and I'm the same thing as Hades.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is a pleasure, everybody. I think this is one of the most connected groups, besides like Mr. Clarence, two baseball students, but you all are very well put together. But if we're hopping into it, really, we always like to start off. I want to know, Mrs. Dagleish, who are you besides the culinary teacher? Maybe like whether it's your family, your education, a little bit about your past, whatever it is. But I feel like there's a lot to tell and a lot to hear.
Well, good. I'm glad you think I'm interesting. I am one of the many people that graduated from Bend High. So I was born and raised here in Bend. I'm part of the Long Blue Line. There's three of us that were 06 graduates. So I'm going to call out Mr. Claire and Miss Friesen. We all graduated in 2006. So if you weren't born yet, don't say anything.
I was born in 2006,
okay.
so
perfect. So you were on the board. They weren't. So
ooh.
So I left Bend for 12 years. I did my undergrad in Ashland at Southern Oregon, and then I went to Boston where I got my master's. And then
you have to say where.
I went to Harvard.
What?
Yes. Yes, I have my master's in history from Harvard.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I am traditionally trained historian, but I am a student of kitchens from work experience. So I started working in restaurants when I was 16 and left when I was 32 and then started teaching when I was 33. So have a lot of experience in restaurants. I've done it all. I worked fine dining. I've worked in cafes. I've worked as a barista. I've worked at nightclubs. I've worked in wineries. I've worked back of the house. I've worked front of the house. You name it, I've done it. You name it, I've seen it. And then after I had a scare with my stepdad's health, we realized we were really far away from family. So we decided to come back to Central Oregon. And I know
That's good. That's
my small head.
I don't want them to I know they keep going off, and I'm like, just move them.
So then I came back to Bend, and restaurants are hard. It's great and it's super rewarding, but I got to a point where I didn't want to work 16-hour days, and I didn't want to work nights, weekends, and holidays. So this opportunity kind of presented itself, and my dad was a Bend Lapine School District teacher for 30 years, so it really is full circle. I came back to the school that gave me so much, and yeah, I am never looked back. It's been the best decision.
That's amazing. Where's the best restaurant you've ever worked at? If you had to pin one down, might be hard.
Best restaurant in the sense of culture, or the best restaurant in the sense of food?
Let's maybe go both. The most high end and the best experience for you.
I worked at a really cool restaurant in Southern Oregon where it was farm to table, and it was Italian cuisine, and the executive chef was Italian.
Wow.
And so everything was made from scratch. And he would go to the farmer's market 3 days a week. Everything was super fresh. It was really cool. I learned a lot, and that's actually where I started bartending. So I learned a lot on the front end of the house, and I'm forever grateful. Fun story. I got married in Southern Oregon because that's where I met my husband, and the chef at the chateau that we got married at was that chef. He walked out, and I went, oh my God. So he did our food for our wedding. And we had no idea. It was just pure luck. So that I would say is kind of the best food that I've worked with. And then the best culture was the last restaurant I worked at in Boston. It was this massive multi-million-dollar restaurant, and the people there are still some of the best people in my life that I were in my wedding that I still talk to and see. And it was truly, we talk in culinary about us being kind of a ragtag bunch of misfits that become family. And that restaurant was that for us. We were from all walks of life, and we truly loved each other deeply. And that changes your experience in the restaurant when you truly love the people and you will do just about anything for them. It makes it a fun experience.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you teach foods, baking, and culinary.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the best moments from this year in the culinary world that we can think of or share?
This year?
So I just want to say these two students are really special to me because they're the first ones that I've known since predominantly their freshman year and have seen
Wow.
kind of go through. Hades and I have kind of a fun story of how we first met each other. But they're really special because they're both pathway completers. So they went through foods, baking,
Yes.
and then culinary 1 and culinary 2. How many times have you seen me teach foods? Like 6 times now?
I think like 6 or 7. I've been in that classroom
Like
way too
Hades,
much.
could and did, was a huge part. I was on maternity leave for the first 4 months of this year, and these 2 students were a huge part of my.
Hades, not me.
Yes,
Hades.
you too. Yes, you
She
too.
skipped for like a month for the
I
first,
skipped
like,
for a month straight.
But you came
Like,
back, and look at how strong you're
You
finishing.
came back.
You came back.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just have to say that. Go ahead. Your highlights from this year.
This year, I
I have no idea.
I genuinely can't think of it.
Or even a great dish you made. Like anything stand out.
Okay, our cinnamon rolls. I don't know why. Like those were so good. Did you hate them?
No, I liked them. I don't like raspberry or stuff
Really?
like that. Yeah,
Oh,
but
well,
I could
I
eat it.
had a great time because it was me, Sophie, and Hades. So that
They
was
just
my
finished
favorite.
their last kind of stint together. And Hades had never won a competition when we'd.
And we won.
Well,
right?
you
Wait,
won.
okay. I don't think
You had
I
neither?
either. I don't think last year. No, I don't
Okay.
think. I think
There
it was
you go.
all Olivia last year. I'm not gonna lie.
It was
Dude,
a lot of
she,
Olivia.
Yeah, she won like 7 times.
Yeah.
So to end your guys' career at Bend High winning competitions, and your cinnamon rolls were really good. They were my favorite. So
And our burger.
Oh yeah, our like chicken burgers.
Yeah,
It was good.
Those were good.
I can
your
think-
barbecue
I
sauce
mean,
was really good.
Really?
I think so.
I
it was like
guessed.
sweet and tangy. It was.
Oh
good.
my gosh! I literally just dumped it all in there. I did not measure anything.
See,
That's like how
the
we
chef.
always do
Yes.
things.
Yeah, that's how I always do it. I'm not a measurer unless it's baking.
Yeah. Then
I
there has
hate
to be some
baking.
precision.
I hate baking because I can't measure. I like that you have to like read things when you bake. I can't read things.
Yeah, we have like an ongoing joke that Jordana has to read the recipe because Jordana just
Oh
like
my
wings it until
God.
she's halfway through, and then we
Yeah.
go. She goes, I don't think this is right.
Yeah. No.
I go,
it's
did you read the
really-
recipe?
And
She
then
goes,
I'm like,
no.
No.
We have
Like, I
another
don't-
ongoing joke that our other year too, Sophie, she's illiterate.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but in the middle of class last year, she goes, I'm illiterate.
Yeah,
because
she, like,
everyone was
screamed,
giving her a hard
I'm
time.
illiterate.
So we joke that she can't read recipes.
That she's literate.
Yeah.
Do either of you have aspirations to go in the culinary field?
I'm definitely going to. I think I'm going to COCC next year for it. So
That's awesome.
exciting.
Jordana?
No,
No,
I not. I
not the
just do
move.
this for
Love of the game.
fun and Dagleish. I really just do it for Dag. Not even gonna lie. I say that so many times.
Good enough reason as any.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But she's also really good at it. They're both very good at it. So it's been fun.
You guys, we missed you at prom. You guys didn't cater prom this year.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. It was
Okay.
horrific.
So
Okay.
bad last year.
It was just really time consuming, and
It was a lot of food.
it was a lot of
lot
food,
of food.
and it was the first time that we had done anything like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had a sign up sheet that literally covered from like 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock for a week. Like we had,
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
in there for a
Students-
week straight
Yeah.
with
Yes.
nothing else.
Yeah.
and it was really hot, and we did those 3-layer cakes, and we had
Yes.
2 students that graduated last year were literally in the freezer piping because the cake
Yes.
would melt if we were doing it out in the
Yeah.
classroom because it was a really
I mean, you still have to
hot-
do it to this day. You still have to pipe in the freezer.
yeah, that
Which
classroom
is
is really
so
hot.
annoying.
So hot.
It's so hot in there.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Windows would
Especially
be
in
nice.
a chef coat. Especially in a chef coat.
Especially in a chef coat.
And your hands are always like really clammy too.
Mm.
It's so bad. Like piping with clammy hands is the worst.
yeah.
It's
So-
brutal. What's the deal with the food truck? Because
Mm.
I feel like I never really learned what is it real? Is it not?
It's real.
Do we use it?
We
Barely.
currently do not use it. We will use it.
She's been telling us that for 2 years. now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
last year we went out and cleaned, deep
did.
cleaned the entire thing. Like
Yeah.
deep cleaned it. And she's like, we're going to get it up and running. We never got it up and running.
So to be fair, we deep cleaned it before I knew I was pregnant. So that
That's-
kind of
Ooh.
changed
Yeah.
things. I didn't want to get the food truck up and running to, for those that are listening and don't know, the amazing DECA and business teacher, Miss Whitworth, was my long-term sub. And she's truly amazing, but I didn't want to put that in her lap because it's a big beast of, commitment and time and energy. So we had every intention. And then we had a little setback with finding out that we might have to put a fire suppressant system in it, a new protocol from the state of Oregon. So just, that this is restaurant life where you do things and then you find out that there's like a million other hoops you have to jump through. So we are in the process of getting it up and running for next year.
Once it all comes together, where are we going to see the food truck? Where's it going to be?
It could mostly on campus. So when we ran it in the past, we have to be respectful of nutritional services. The time that they, offer meals, we don't encroach on that. So most likely after school, 2 years prior, we would pull the food truck up outside the athletic office. We've pulled it up at baseball games. It can go off campus. So there's definitely been some rides that were a little scary where we didn't know the food truck was going to make it there or back. But we've catered private parties with the food truck. So
wow.
It really, the options are endless. So it's definitely on the list of priorities. We just got to get it up to code.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of leads into one of the questions of like, what are some of the logistical challenges that people really don't realize about your class? Like whether it's shopping for ingredients, clearly the safety standards that have to be met. Like what do people not really realize about your job and your role in this? It's more than just walk in and here's your recipe, go at it. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Sure. Grocery shopping is a big part of it. These two actually are capable of grocery shopping. They sign a special permission slip and they can go off campus. But, a lot of my time outside of school is grocery shopping and I have multiple preps, right? So I teach foods, I teach culinary, and then we have catering that's built into the culinary program. So there's a lot of grocery shopping and there's a lot of like, I can't buy strawberries on Tuesday because they'll be moldy by Friday. So I have to go buy them on Thursday. So there's strategy. That's definitely tough. I think catering, I don't think people realize how intensive catering is until they're in it. I mean, these two are great examples. They managed, I would say, like 90% of the catering events this year and the end of last year. It's so much more time than what's offered in class. It's 72 minutes a day. It's not that much.
It's not a lot.
Even silly things as like laundry. Like I've had students and staff walk in and go, "You do your own laundry?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like 10 loads a day. So there's a lot of stuff. Safety, sanitation is a part of it. We do deal with a health inspector and we're held to the same standard as any other licensed kitchen. So there's a lot. But again, working in restaurants, if you've spent time in restaurants, that's what it is. So I feel like it's nothing out of my wheelhouse because it's what I've done for so long.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe for any underclassmen listening to this, could you pitch the class in like maybe less than a minute of either foods, baking, culinary? Why should they take these programs with you?
So I think that foods, there's a place for anybody in foods, culinary, any of the programs, but really at the end of the day, if you have any interest, so many students end up in the hospitality industry, whether it's in high school or outside of high school. So we teach at industry standard. So we prepare you to go out into the field. So if you have any interest in the culinary arts, working in it, it's a great class. But at the end of the day, if you're someone that just loves food and wants to learn how to make healthy food, creative food, good food, I have so many seniors. I feel this is one of my favorite things is when seniors leave and they go, now I can go to college and I know how to cook food. And that's like super exciting. So really at the end of the day, if you're like, I just want to eat a bunch of cookies and lasagna, right on, we have a spot for you. So any interest in food, eating good food, and then really being a part of a really unique community here at Bend High. Like I said, we're a bunch of random misfits that found a home in a culinary room and truly become family.
That's amazing. This applies to all of you. When you go out to restaurants now, are you like more critical of the food when it comes to you? And you're like, this isn't how I would do it, or it should have been more seasoned.
Both of them work in restaurants too, so they're both.
What restaurants? What restaurants?
Well, I used to work at a bar and grill, 2 of them, and now I work at the Sun River Resort, and I don't work in the kitchen, but I like be in it, and they're trying to get me into the kitchen soon. So
love it.
I work just at the front of house at Noy.
Okay.
But yeah, that's really.
But whenever eating, are you more critical now with your food knowledge?
I mean, I like to just eat, so I don't really like. I mean, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, but I don't really pay that much attention.
Sometimes I'll get something. I'm the same way. I'm low-key fat, but I just love food, so I'll go out all the time, and I'll be eating, and I'll see, like, certain techniques to cook something, and I'm like, they did that so wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just love food.
Yeah.
That's amazing. No, I agree.
I
agree.
that though, like, I mean, there's sometimes where it's like, okay, this is obviously undercooked.
Yeah, you kind of run into that. That's a problem.
Yeah, like the other day I had noodles that were like hard. And I was like, okay.
At a restaurant?
No, is that they just don't cook our employee meals very good.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
That's real though.
You're on your own.
I'm on my own, yeah. It's fine.
Yikes. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I only took foods and baking, so not as much as you two. But obviously, bringing home what few baked goods I did very quickly put me on the Thanksgiving, Christmas, every holiday.
Yeah.
Now, Caden, where's the baked goods at? I'm like, okay, is this very much a part of your lives? Your family's constantly wanting you to make food?
Yeah, especially with my friends. So listen, every Thanksgiving and Christmas, me and my friends do like a dinner party for both those holidays.
Awesome.
And I have this baked mac and cheese that they all really like. And so if I don't make it, they'll get like actually mad at me.
I've always just been like a cookie person. You know,
Okay.
like I've always, like I grew up with like my mom and my sister cooking. And my sister did culinary here too. So it was like kind of just like a little.
So it's always kind of been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Mrs. Dagleish, a little bit more about your family. I heard, I think also from you, but also I always forget your husband is a paramedic.
No, not a paramedic.
No.
No.
Okay, well, someone lied to me then.
They
okay.
totally lied to you. I would not trust him in any kind of emergency. I say that with love. No, he manages a trailer place, so he does utility trailers. So like total opposite.
Okay, complete. I don't know who told me that.
Yeah, so that's his. He went to school for graphic design, so he
Really?
he can code and do all that, but he works with trailers. And for a long time, he was the girls wrestling coach here at Bend High, and then he took a little hiatus while we had kids.
Did you both go here? Way back when?
he grew up in Longview, Kelso, just like 45 minutes north of Portland. So he's from the Pacific Northwest. We met in college.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's it like having young kids now? Like that's got to be probably a scheduling challenge.
Sure. I mean, it is like my infant is homesick today with a fever, so we have to juggle that a little bit. I'm really privileged that both of my kids go to the daycare here at Bend High, which is incredible. There's just so many incredible students that work out there and people that are out there. So it's really special. Like my kids are 3 doors down from me and have been. Like Fitz has been there since he was 4 months and Ollie 5 months. So pretty special. I think it's really cool to have kids and work in the job that I work in. I mean, there are times where Fitz comes in, for example, and these kids are like, Fitz, Ollie, and they're so excited to see them. And it really does. It's like a family endeavor. And I think that's really cool. And like I said, my dad was a teacher. I grew up, at my dad's high school running around. And so for them to be running the halls that I went to high school at and now I work at, it's truly very rewarding. It's great. But yeah, there are days that it's hard. There's days where I want to, they know that I'll come in and be like, I slept 2 hours last night because I was up all night with my kids. But I truly love my job and I love doing what I do. So it doesn't feel like a burden or like, oh God, I have to go into work. It's fun. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You guys also recently got an Instagram page, culinary Instagram. Who runs it? I want to know.
Oh my gosh, that's such a big
Jordana.
secret. I do.
Oh, the secret's out now.
I mean, I try my hardest, but
you do great. You do super great.
Sometimes our pictures are just
blurry.
Bad. Like Dag sent me a picture the other day and my face is just like,
no.
It was. And Dag's always so nice about it. And it's like, no, your face is fine. No.
Because you're your own worst critic. And I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at you being excited about what you're doing in my classroom.
But I can't do
such a mother,
that.
By the way.
She
Yeah.
is. Oh my God.
I remember from class.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. No, me and Emma were talking about that yesterday. Like I was like, we went out, we had the Source of Strength Fest yesterday.
Amazing.
And me and Emma went out and got some snacks from the Source of Strength Fest. And we're walking back. Look we got snacks. And we're like, she's such a mom. Like, we're just like her children. Like, Mommy, look I said please and thank you. And I got snacks. Like, oh, it's very funny.
We had a student last year that didn't speak English all that well and couldn't say her last name. So he started calling her Mrs. Dad. So she's both mom and dad.
Yes, I will respond to dad. So if you say dad, and I think at a certain point we told him.
Yeah,
and
no,
he
we
was
did.
like, no,
Yeah.
I will call her dad. And so it just
we did.
was.
Told him like middle to end of the year. And he's like, no, it's okay. Dad's fine. And then just threw on, called him dad.
Yep.
Called her dad.
That's awesome. Here's a question I just thought of. What is your favorite kitchen unit to cook in? Because I think there are right answers and there are wrong answers on this.
8. Kitchen 8 is the best
8.
What's yours?
I think kitchen 1.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest.
You were in kitchen
Wait.
1 a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. This is the classroom. Your desk is here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, that's
No.
8.
Oh, this is 8,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah,
goes
yeah,
up to
yeah.
1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
8
yours is
the
kitchen
best.
8.
8 is the best.
1 is, I think, maybe second best. The 2 front kitchens.
I can't do the electric stove.
It like kills me.
That is
have-
true. It's
I
brutal.
just think that things don't cook good on the electric stove. But
It's so much slower.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, you have more control on the gas.
You
the
do.
gas stove.
You
so.
do because you can like turn temperatures down and it doesn't take so long on the electric stove. It takes like a million years to be like, oh, it's at 2 now instead of 4.
The
The worst-
oven in kitchen 8 though, the racks suck. Like they'll slide out. I
Oh
don't know
yes,
why.
they do suck. The oven, yeah.
Bad. It's just a terrible situation all around. The worst, I like going from like 1 to 2 where all the drawers are now flipped. I can't do that.
Oh,
It takes me
yeah.
like 2 weeks before I remembered what drawer
Like finding
anything was in.
Oh, I still can't find things sometimes. I'm
It's
like
the
opening
worst.
drawers and I'm like, no. Like we're in a rush. I'm just slamming.
Can
the
I give you a
drawers.
helpful hint?
What?
They're all labeled.
Oh no. Oh, I know. I can't read though.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
like,
You
I
don't
don't-
read recipes. You
I
don't
just-
read labels.
I
Got it.
think that when I don't need, like sometimes I just feel like I don't need to read them. So I'm like, no, I'll just find it.
But also the foods kids and the baking kids, not on them. They won't put stuff back in the right place.
Fair.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No.
Not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's fair.
bad. And the silverware.
Oh.
It's like
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
the silverware is just in. Well, okay. One thing that nobody can ever find ever is the can openers. One, we rarely
Yeah.
have any. I get it, but the can openers are with the silverware,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's what I always think about. I'm like, where's the silverware? But everybody's like, where's the
that
can
and
opener?
funnels. No one can ever find a funnel in that.
Because there's never any in the kitchen.
I don't know where the funnels are.
Well,
I've
we have-
never
Funnels are
seen a
hard.
funnel in the kitchen.
We have a good job for you today, Hades, to go through kitchens and make sure that they're
No,
all
me and
stocked.
Find
Hades
the
can't do anything
funnels.
for the week. Sorry.
Yeah, remember?
Oh wait, we don't have culinary today.
Are you gonna make me do that during 6?
Possibly.
I thought
Wait,
we
no,
were
you
No,
need to
you
make
have to work on cinnamon rolls,
rolls,
so
yeah.
you're good.
make like Ryder and Landon do it.
Perfect.
You're
Good job
saved.
for them.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Dagleish, do you have any questions for us as students? I always like to throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So you guys are all like, what, 13 days away from being done here? 14 days?
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
School days.
School days.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Holy,
Were you
I'm
having
like,
a heart
I
attack?
swear it's
Yeah.
3 weeks. I swear.
I mean, you guys are close to being done. So my question, as a former Ben High student, what are the highlights of your time here at Ben High? Like, what would you do the same, and what would you do differently if you could do it all over again?
I'd probably stop skipping so much, but also highlights definitely your class. I live in that classroom.
Yeah.
all
agreed.
afternoon, but I probably wouldn't change what I did with culinary and stuff. So.
No, me neither. I don't think I can say what I would not do. But
Okay.
what I would do again is your class.
Awesome.
There we go.
What about you?
Caden?
DECA, 100% would do DECA. I would join DECA earlier. I went to Realms freshman year, so ideally I would come here freshman year instead.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I think just different classes. Now that I know more about the programs,
Yeah.
wish I did culinary, wish I did graphic arts, all sorts of things along that. And also just highlights just the games, the events the schools put on. Like as much as we harp on like, oh, we have to go assembly or oh, there's this or that. Like it's really fun. And I think once you get to this point, you're like, I wish I went to more things that Ben High put on. And you just feel more part of the school when you show up to the events and really see all the work that goes into them.
Yeah, that's a great.
I went to a
Good
lot
answer.
of volleyball games, but I wish I went
Yes.
to more because those ones are so
The
fun.
volleyball games are so good.
Volleyball games are so much more fun than football games. I'm
No,
sorry.
really.
I think volleyball is the best sport to watch.
You can't
a
see
high school
football.
field.
I don't know what to do. Like all I know is like cheer when other people cheer. Like
Same.
cheer when they have the ball, when they're running, whatever. And it's always so cold.
So cold. Volleyball's inside.
Volleyball's inside.
Oh my gosh.
You
Volleyball
see it
gets
more.
Really hot though.
Okay, yeah, but it goes by so much faster than football. Like football takes
Hours.
hours.
You can also
Too
hear
many
the other
hours.
schools.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Like I love when we're like yelling back and forth at each
Yeah.
other.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love
That's awesome. Okay, well then the semi to last segment is teacher hot seat. Okay, so teachers and students alike have submitted questions to ask you.
Oh,
They're
my
not
goodness.
too insane, don't worry.
Okay.
So we each have a couple we'll go around and ask.
Okay.
And here we go. Starting off, Emma asks just, what's your favorite food? Simple as.
Oh my goodness. That's the
Maybe
hardest question
less
that
simple as.
anybody could ask me because there's so many good foods. I love risotto. Like I make risotto every week. Yeah, every week, and I make different
It's
variations.
such a short unit for us.
I
really
love
was.
risotto. But I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a. It would be easier for me to answer what I don't like versus like what my favorite is.
What's the absolute no for food for you?
Nutella? Ugh.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I'm
It's
not a fan of
too
chocolate, so
It's too
I agree.
sweet. It like hurts my teeth when I eat it, and I'm
Okay,
not.
but you also eat handfuls of chocolate chips.
I do. Yeah, I do
That's
that in the middle of the day. I
tamales,
take
too.
Yeah,
it.
and hot tamale.
Yep. Ugh, somebody like hid them. I can't find them in the back
I
room.
know where they are. I was gonna bring them down for you. I
You
thought you
should.
knew where they were.
I did not. I thought
Okay, I'll
somebody
bring
was
them
like
down.
cutting me off from my hot
No, I'll
tamale,
bring them
midday
down.
hot
I'll bring them
tamale. Yes, but and I'm not a big fan of blueberries. Like it's a texture
Wow.
thing for me.
I
So,
think blueberries are like there's like the one blueberry where you're like, oh my god, I want to eat more, and then there's the one where you're like, I think I'm gonna like throw up right now.
I don't like
when it's
them. No.
mushy.
Yeah,
You
or
can't
like
do
the
that.
taste of just like poo. Like
Okay.
It's just
bold.
not good. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not a big blueberry person. So,
That's hilarious.
yeah.
Aaron asks, what's your favorite recipe?
Oh my goodness. These
Which
are
is
so hard.
also really
You think I
difficult.
would come prepared with this? Sweet recipe. I have a really good recipe for cardamom bread that I teach in baking, and that actually came from the teacher prior to me, Mrs. Markland, and she makes them around Christmas time, and it is so good. And I'll die on that hill for cardamom bread. I'm a big fan of cardamom. If you like an ocean roll, then you probably love
Oh my
cardamom as well.
God.
Yum yum. Oh my gosh. On the hot side of food, I think our pizza dough is pretty it stands the test of time, and you can get really creative with that. So I'm gonna say my pizza dough recipe
Okay.
and any kind of combination of pizza that you want to make on there.
That's a
Good.
pretty good one.
With our pesto. Oh, pesto.
oh my
pizza
god,
dough.
yes.
Throw some cheese, a little tomatoes. Why are you rolling your eyes? Do you not like my pesto?
No, I love your pesto.
You've made the pesto how many times in your career?
Probably like over a dozen. It's like
Yes.
you make me make it so much.
It's so good. Yeah. So pesto and pizza dough.
It's a lot of times.
Yeah.
All right, and then thirdly from me, Hadley asks, what's your biggest cooking hack?
If you do not have a steamer basket, then you can, so let's say you're steaming something like broccoli, you could put it in a bowl, season it, put olive oil on it, whatever you would want to put on it that adds flavor. You take a paper towel, not a cloth towel, you get it wet, you put it over the broccoli, stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and you'll have perfectly steamed broccoli.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Doesn't
crazy.
work with all veggies. Like you can't do it with like green beans, but like some of your florets, like your cauliflower, your broccoli, that's a nice hack.
That's where it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Miss V asked, what was your favorite high school English teacher?
Oh, Mrs. Pressler, because no, Miss V was I think it was her first year teaching was my junior year of high school, and truly, this is no lie, she was incredible. I remember the books we read. We did Huck Finn in her class, and she loves Bob Dylan. So if you don't know that about Miss V, she loves Bob Dylan. She started my love of Bob Dylan. She had this big poster. She was in I Hall once upon a time at the very end, and I still, like, when I listen to Bob Dylan, I think of Miss V. So she's incredible.
We had her on last week, and she talked about you, Miss Freeze, and Mr. Claire, having
Yeah.
you guys, and we talked about Bob Dylan also. So
Yes. So
proof-
it resonates.
proof right there.
And I do remember, like, distinctly my junior class was a little challenging. And I think back if that truly was her first year, and, you know, she's not old now. So think about, and I went to high school, gosh, almost 20 years ago. So she was a baby teaching.
Yeah.
She was so impressive, like just handled us like crazy high school kids really well. And it was a truly memorable class. So absolutely. Miss V all the way.
that's awesome.
And Miss Pressler's a second. She's like memorable for me as well. I did speech and debate with her, and it was incredible. So those are my two.
I have a confession. Who is Miss V?
Miss Van Charsveld.
Right across the
yearbook.
hall.
Oh,
Yes,
I didn't
yeah.
realize
She
she was an
ta- I
English
didn't
teacher.
realize that she also taught Lit and
Yeah,
copy there.
yeah. She started her career here at Ben High as an English
Oh.
teacher, and
News to me.
a darn good one at that. Yeah,
Wait, how old is she?
like not old. She's
yeah,
not
she
old.
No.
looks very young.
Yeah, I thought she was
You'd
like
have to
30
ask
or
her when
so.
did she mention how old she was when she first started teaching?
I don't think she did.
I mean, she was probably like 5 or 6 years older than we seniors were. Like she
That's
was,
crazy.
yeah,
Wow,
yes.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so a baby teacher,
Yeah.
and she was good. She was good from the start. So shows you that she was meant to do it.
Anyways, you got
And she's an incredible photographer. She's doing my family photos in June. She did
Really?
my family photos 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, so
That's
really,
crazy.
yeah,
love it.
she's great.
Boom.
All right, so this is from Anonymous.
Uh-oh.
What's the hardest thing you've had us, your students, make?
I mean, I feel like that's more towards you guys. Like, what do you think the hardest thing is? Because there's things that I always thought, even you guys in baking and foods where I'm like, oh, this is cake. And it just like threw everyone for a loop. So that I toss that back to you three. What do you think?
I have literally no idea.
I just can't bake. I'm such like a line cook. So the cakes kind of killed me, but also I'm more thinking of like last year, but I also had a terrible group that didn't show up.
Yeah, so you're on your own.
Yeah.
I remember the rolling out the pasta. That was
Yeah.
not easy for our
Oh
group.
yeah, but I'm like too perfect, so like nothing's hard for me.
That's true.
Okay.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I do remember we catered our union like building meeting. Last year we would do it every month, and when you managed it, it was around Valentine's Day, and we did pink pasta. So we put
that
beet
did
in
not
the
work
pasta.
out good.
But do you remember hand rolling pasta for 60 people? It was
Yeah.
insanity.
Yeah, it was
So that was pretty challenging.
pretty. But okay, I literally can't think of like one moment where I'm like, I literally died in culinary. I've never done that.
Besides prom.
Okay, that's different. Yeah,
Prom
Besides
just
prom.
killed all of us.
prom did kill all of us.
When I came back from maternity leave, they were like, "Are we doing prom?" And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, "We will walk if we do prom."
Yeah.
We say that with love to Mr. Cooper and Student Gov and prom. It was just a lot. It's a lot. It's
It was
a
yeah,
big
especially
project.
with
7
catering
hours a day
too.
for a week.
With
Yeah.
catering though,
Yeah.
like we still have like other catering events where it's like we have to be on top of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
So-
notorious for not saying no. I have a really
Yes.
hard time saying no to, anything that will build our program. And when people in-house, so any Bend High people come and ask us, I have a really hard time saying no. I only say no when like I physically cannot
do
make
it.
it happen. Yeah. So
The lasagnas were pretty rough.
yeah, the lasagnas were tough. That
The
was a tough one.
lasagnas were pretty rough
Because we made
yeah.
those from scratch too. So we had to roll out the pasta, made all the sauce
Yeah.
from scratch. I
And-
almost had you guys make ricotta from scratch too. And then I like backed off that. I think, yeah, you guys would
I can't
have.
believe you almost did that.
That would
That
be
would
it
have
for
been
me.
so bad.
So you're welcome.
Okay. This is from Peyton, which I also want to know this. I have like a little bit of an idea, but I don't know. Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh.
Who is or was, if you don't want to offend
Oh,
the husband?
Jared.
Jared would not, yeah.
No, he would not be offended at all. I like Tom Hardy.
Oh, that's a good answer.
We talked about who were we talking about the other day in that movie?
Oh my gosh, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
but
I
whose
mean-
celebrity crush is that? Like who's not?
Yes.
Like who doesn't have a crush? on
When I
Michael B.
was
Jordan?
young, it was everyone's celebrity crush was JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement. I know the looks on your face. I'm really dating myself, but anyone that is, he's not. He definitely was like a heartthrob and has not aged so well. So yeah, and I like Lenny Kravitz, but I like his music and have like a lot of respect for him as an artist. So that's probably that.
Speaking of his movie, does that mean you saw Sinners?
I haven't. No. Jordana
I
saw it,
did.
and that's
I
where the
also saw
conversation
it, yeah.
came up.
So
It's amazing.
good.
No, it's so
good.
good.
It's so
Okay,
good.
the music.
It's
Like
You're
off top.
can't.
tapping your foot the whole
Bro,
time.
yes.
It's a vampire themed.
yeah.
Don't take your kids. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh no.
My kids don't do screens,
But
so they
take
wouldn't.
yourself. Take yourself
Okay.
at some point,
All right.
please.
Good.
Okay.
So
I'll put it on the
good.
list. Okay.
Okay. Okay, this is from Anonymous. What is? Oh, am I not supposed to read these? Does it
The
care?
bottom three.
Oh.
You got that.
Sorry, my bad. I have not been reading those. Okay, what's the hardest? Wait.
Whichever ones
That
haven't
was
been read.
yours.
Whichever ones haven't been
You
read.
got this,
You
right?
might have gone out of order. It's
yeah.
fine.
Okay. Sorry. Mr. Fox says, "What did you get in trouble for in high school?"
I will not put it on recording. Our senior prank is a little legendary. There are staff members that still talk about it and don't know that I was involved. So I won't put it in recording, Mr. Fox. Nice try. I see you. But I tell them that I will tell them after they graduate. So
me and Hades have been waiting a year, like 2 years.
Yeah.
So that one we didn't get, I guess I technically didn't get in trouble for that. I was a pretty like good student and a rule follower. My dad, like I said, worked in the school district. So there was definitely like an understanding that he would hear. My maiden name is Zizit. So when I would go into class and they would go through attendance for the first time and they would say, Alyssa Zizit, and I'd say here, and they'd go, are you Rusty Zizit's daughter? And I'd say, yes. So he was pretty known through the school district. So I kind of had to, watch what I did. But so at the high school, I didn't get in trouble, but like I lied to my mom. Like I told her I was somewhere where I wasn't, and I showed up late for curfew, and I definitely pushed boundaries as teenagers do. So
You're also not really getting away with Zizit. It's not like Smith, where you
yes.
can fly under the radar.
Yes, no, not at all. Not at all. Last one in the phone book when I was growing up. So
wow.
If you know what a phone book is.
I do.
Okay.
We do.
phew.
Don't worry.
Woo,
Don't
okay.
worry. Don't worry.
You didn't know who JTT was, so I didn't know if you knew what a phone book was.
Maybe a little different.
I think I would agree with that. Okay.
So yeah, I was pretty good student. Pretty good kid.
Do you want to tell them how we first met, though?
Oh, please.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the story? Tell it from your perspective.
So listen, freshman year, I was a terrible student.
You still are.
Yeah, yes. I just got smarter about my skipping. So I used to skip in the tech hall building's bathrooms in the big one. And so my friend, Salem, calling them out, we were skipping in the tech hall building bathroom and sitting in the big stall. And someone comes in and is like, you guys need to get out. So we came out, and our excuse was, and Miss Dagleish and Chris Reardon was standing out there. And our excuse was, I've just been having a terrible day. And one of us started crying, I guess. Mm-hmm. And we got away with it. I just went back to class.
And what did Reardon say to you?
You made a pregnant lady run. Because this is when Miss Dagleish was pregnant.
And we got a phone call that there was mischievous behavior happening here in the bathroom in the tech building, and it seemed urgent. So we like hauled butt out here, and I was probably like 6-7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I was pretty pregnant. And
Sometimes I forget that you were first started in, like you were also office in the morning.
in the afternoons. I
Oh,
taught in the
sorry,
morning,
in the
and then
that's what I meant, that's
I
what I meant,
helped
that's
in the
what I meant,
office.
yes.
So if there was stuff going on, I would help Reardon. So
Wow, who knew?
yeah,
I
so
know.
that's how Hades
Sometimes
and
I
I
forget.
met for the first time.
I didn't even
and
realize.
I didn't have Hades as a foods or baking teacher. Technically, I had you, right? But you had my long-term sub, my original long-term sub when I was pregnant with my first. And you, when I remember because you were late to coming into culinary last
Yeah, 'cause
year.
I had to like argue with Miss Vanden Bosch
Wait,
about
what?
it. Yeah, I was a
Yeah,
week
they
late.
didn't come in till a week. And I remember when your name hit, I was like, uh-oh. Like this student, that was my only encounter with you. And then look at where we are now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How the
Why
times
do
have
I
changed.
not remember that?
I think that's just a testament to how much you guys grow in your high school career. Like who you are as freshmen are not who you are as seniors. And now you're ready to go to CCI and expand your culinary career. And yeah.
Still haven't finished applying.
Okay, you need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
5th period. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Lock in.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an odd question, and I don't know if they like misspelled this or anything.
Very possible.
Gray said, favorite shoe size.
Favorite shoe size?
I don't get that.
What's the context to
He
that?
I
did-
don't get that.
He asked him, "What's your favorite shoe size?" That is how the question was posed.
Is there
Okay.
context to this?
Yeah.
Nope.
Why?
It's I was like, any question you can ask her. What's your favorite shoe size? So
We're getting deep
These are the
here.
questions where I'm like, is this a joke? Am I old? Like, do I not get
This
what
is
it
not a
says?
bit.
But-
This is
okay.
not a bit.
I
This
Okay,
is like
okay.
our generation thing.
Let's say size 7.
Yeah.
And no, size 7.5.
Yeah.
There.
Is that your shoe size?
Sure. Yeah. I'm at like a 7.5 to 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't, I'll be honest with you, I haven't put a lot of thought into it. So
I wouldn't
that's
either.
off the cuff.
I wouldn't
wouldn't
either.
either. That's weird.
Yeah. So hard hitting questions. There it is. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, I always have the final question. Before we get in the final question,
Can I say one thing?
That's
Can
what
I
I was going to
say
say. I was
one
going to
thing?
say final topics, thoughts, advice.
I want to say
before
one
we
thing
get
about
into it.
you. I
Please.
use you as an example in my foods and baking classes, and I just want to let you know
Really?
that your legacy lives on because you don't like pumpkin, correct?
Correct.
And
Not
so
a fan.
I am really adamant when my students come in that they should try everything. And I remember we did those sheet tray pumpkin bars, and you
Yes.
liked them.
I did.
And they were pumpkin. And you said, I don't like pumpkin, but I'm glad I tried this because I liked it. And it might not be your favorite dessert, but that's the example I use. Is I have a student that told me they did not like, sometimes I use your name, sometimes I keep you anonymous, but that did not like pumpkin, tried it and enjoyed a dessert that had pumpkin. So be open-minded. So you are a part of my curriculum now. So there's your Ben High legacy in
lives
foods
on.
and baking. So I just want to share that with you.
I'm honored. I'm honored. Do we have any final thoughts, ideas, stories before we wrap up this lovely conversation?
Do we have a legacy? Do you have stories you tell your food students?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys, well, you live there, so
Yeah,
you're like the
like,
living
yeah.
legacy. But yeah, I think you will be stories that we tell, like forever. You
Am I going to become like a ghost? Like, oh,
Yeah.
Hades used to live here and they died in this classroom.
we should make you a part of like Ben High lore.
Yes.
But this year I'm really excited because we are for those that don't know, Ben High is going through transformation and the culinary room only has one more year before it is taken down. So these students are going to get some paint and put some handprints on the wall and have school appropriate quotes underneath them. Hades and I have had to go back and forth a bit on that.
We have a deal.
We do have a deal, but just so that they kind of are you guys are one of the last groups to kind of go through that. That classroom, and it's
The best group too.
Absolutely
group,
one of
yeah.
the best culinary classes I've had, and it's really special to me because I went through that classroom, and for you guys to kind of end it, it's sentimental, and special, full circle for me. So yay!
Are we going to get like a year-long break in the culinary? Because like you can't just jump to an A-Hall classroom and start teaching foods.
Nope, culinary will still exist in the years that we aren't in an official classroom.
Okay.
To be determined. We have some really cool ideas. Our administrators are super supportive of having culinary still be a part of Ben High while we don't have a classroom. The future classroom is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. That's where the food truck comes into play and some other cool things. If not for anything, restaurant people and educators can get really creative. So we have some, so don't shy away from taking culinary because it's still going to be a really cool program. And I argue that the students that come through when we don't have a classroom are going to be more well-rounded chefs because they're going to have to work in an atmosphere. No offense. They're going to have to work. It's like Cutthroat Kitchen, right? Like they're going to have to work in an environment that's really unique. So
That's amazing.
we still will have a presence here.
You guys
at
going
Ben
to be
High.
like in the parking lot starting fires like cavemen?
Yeah.
I mean, I can bake a cake in a cast iron on a coal grill. So there's some really cool
So maybe.
things.
Perhaps.
Yes, so possibly. Yeah.
Burning down the school sexy.
Hey, if we burn down the school now, if there's not as I could just be like, we're doing it for you. We're saving you on demolition costs. So
Pressure's off.
yeah, a little bit. I do wake up sometimes at 2 a.m. going, do we turn off the ovens? But
She
now they
has
double
us
check.
checks,
Yeah. That's a neurosis
A
of
million
mine.
times a day.
Yep.
We're safe now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the final question that I'm going to ask is if you can give one piece of advice to the graduating class of 2025, what would it be?
My piece of advice would be to get out there and travel, leave Bend in some capacity, expand your friend base, reinvent yourself, experience life. There is a short window where you can really just be selfish and do all the things that you want to do, and don't be afraid to try things, because you can go to school and study something and that could be your end all be all for when you're 23, and it can change. And don't be afraid to follow what you want to do. It's all possible. You guys are, you specifically, but Ben High students are so capable, and so I'm just always impressed with what you guys come up with and what you can do. You're out here doing a podcast. How cool is that? So truly follow your dreams and explore what makes you happy, because you will eventually get to a point where it gets a little harder to do it, and do it while you're young and do those big, great things, and continue to cook and continue to eat local.
Well, that's amazing. And following that, I'm going to say thanks for tuning in to the BSH Brief. Huge shout out to Mrs. Dagleish for sharing her story, and to our student guests for helping holding it down. Catch us next week with a new episode, new guests, and the same Loud Bear energy. Until next time, stay proud, stay classy, and stay Brief Bend High. It's a wrap, everybody.
Yay.
Nice job.
We did